wow, bam, just like that. Back with another Portable Clint. Hey guys, you know who I like? Jeff Pride. Get in here, dude.
Yes.
Look at this guy.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about Jeff Pride. I don't really know him, but when I see you, dude, I like you, dude.
I like you too. When you came in the room the other day for the commercial audition, you always make me smile.
Well,
I always
you.
think, man, you're such a good guy. I wish we knew each other better.
Yeah, that's the way I feel, Jeff, and
Yeah.
that's the reason why I'm like, dude, it's time for me to ask you to be on Portable Clint, brother.
I appreciate it, and I said this to you, and this is sincere and genuine. I am a fan of the show.
Well, thank you.
I watch Pete Gardner and Eric Stone Street and Jessica Makinson, who is,
Yeah.
I agree with you, the funniest woman
Yeah, she
that
is.
I know also.
She is.
And so when I was just generally asking you about the show, if you were still doing it and how it was, and then when you asked me, I was so thrilled.
Well, no, because seriously, I saw you a few weeks ago at an audition, and I was going to, but it's always bad when there's other people around, because I don't want to ever offend me not asking them, because right now it may not be the right time to ask them.
Right.
Everybody's got a story to tell, but it's always best to tell it at the right time.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff, let's talk about you, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Jeff Pride.
Yes.
First of all, where are you from, dude? I hear an accent.
Yeah, Little Rock, Arkansas.
See, that's the reason why I like you, dude. Southern guy, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
is Arkansas Southern?
Yeah, it's very Southern. Yeah, people
Legally
think it's Midwest.
Southern?
Legally Southern. Yeah, they
Okay,
fought
all right.
in the Confederacy and they win the war.
Okay, okay. I'm just making sure.
No, yeah, because it is the location of it is by Missouri and Oklahoma, which is considered Midwest, but it's
Right.
It's very Southern.
Now, Jeff, I'm trying to get the sun just right on us, dude.
yeah.
Look at you, dude.
Yeah.
Stay right there.
Yeah, just lean back.
Yeah, lean back the whole time, just like this.
Yep,
No, I'm
yeah.
kidding. Get up here. Who cares? All right, Jeff. You're from Arkansas. What Arkansas?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
When? Oh, that's home of William
Jefferson Clinton, yes. And every freeway in Arkansas will remind you of that fact.
Really?
Yeah, like he's birthplace in Hope, Arkansas.
Okay.
Raised in Hot Springs, governor in Little Rock, went to grad school at the University of Arkansas, or lived in Fayetteville for a while. So every city claims him on some sort of sign in Arkansas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, when did your mom give birth to you? I'm serious.
November 24th, 1977.
Okay, 77.
Yeah.
So you grow up. When do you get that itch?
Yeah.
What do you watch? What do you see? What do you experience for you to start thinking of the town of Hollywood?
Yeah. Well, when you come from Little Rock, Arkansas, I was a movie fan growing up.
Sure.
But those people don't seem real.
Yeah.
Like they just don't. They don't seem like human beings. They just are larger than life. And so, coming from Arkansas, I never thought that was anything that I could possibly do. I got a break in college. I got to go to Orlando, Florida, and work at Disney World for the college program. And so I saw entertainment actually for the very first time. And the story I tell is I dated a Snow White, one of the Snow Whites at the Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
And one day she was getting ready to go. And I was like, it was like an epiphany or like one of those magical moments where I was like, hold on a second. You get paid to go sing and dance at the Magic Kingdom? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so, not be Snow White.
Sure, of course. Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, how do I do this? And like weirdly, they offered me to be goofy on the cruise ship because I'm 6'2".
Right.
So as long as you were 6'1", between 6'3". But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go back. I went back to Arkansas. I wanted to come to LA or New York immediately. And
Why New York? Why'd you think of New York over LA at the beginning?
Here's how little I knew. The only thing I knew coming from Arkansas was that real actors went to New York and people that wanted to be movie stars came to LA.
That's good math, dude. That's the same math I use.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah. Did you go to New York?
No, I've been to New York.
Yeah.
I had to move, as the Tom Waits song, I had to move to the West Coast to go to the East Coast.
Yeah, totally. I get that.
So, but dude, I've always prayed that I'd book a big old series and I'd have to live in New York.
Absolutely.
That would be the best way to do it on someone else's dime, you know?
Totally. And I just like, from all my New York friend actors that are here, it's just a harder existence in New York.
Yeah.
But when you're 20, you don't know any better, so you don't mind like slumming and the rain and the weather hitting you and living in a shoebox.
Yeah.
But when you come to LA and you at least have your car and sort of a night, you can live a sort of comfortable life in Los Angeles. I think it's harder to live in LA than go to New York, unless it's on somebody's dime and they're paying for it and they put you up in a nice brownstone.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
So you go to New York or LA? I got confused on that one.
Yeah, LA.
Okay, what year did you roll into LA?
2001.
When you rolled into 2001, tell me where you moved to.
Yeah, I moved to Studio City, California.
A lot of people moved into Studio City, California.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but a lot of people like that. I guess because the word studio is in it.
The word studio is in it.
Yeah, and they're like, well, dude, I'm a part of it.
I'm going to be in the studio system.
I'm in the studio system. I'm in Studio City, bro.
Yeah, I need to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Where? Tell me.
I lived on Colfax and Moore Park. I lived in this tiny little apartment. It was I remember exactly. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I was looking around. I had this girl that I went to college with. We were not friends.
This is not Snow White? This is a different girl?
I ended up graduating from a school in Orange County called Concordia University.
All right.
And so the last day of school, this girl, we were sitting around talking, and she was like, I'm moving to LA. And I was like, I'm moving to LA. And we were like, do you want to live with each other? It'll be cheaper rent. So we did it.
Okay.
And we were looking around, looking at more expensive apartments that were in our price range.
Sure.
But then we went to this absolute shithole. But you could see the potential. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and they were like $975, and I was like, each? I was like, no. We found nicer places, and Tracy was like, no, total. And I was like, we have to get this place. This is actually a good story. They denied us. They wouldn't give it to us because it's like that catch-22 in Hollywood. It's like, I didn't have a job. Neither of us had jobs. They were like, well, you can't get an apartment without a job. And we're like, well, how do you get a job without an apartment?
Because the majority of the people back then moved out here for 6 months, didn't realize did not make it and moved out.
Yes.
So they got to put a hold on that.
Absolutely. She was chasing a guy that was a trust fund.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of that.
A trust fund?
A trust, what it was.
Sure.
It just wasn't my world in Arkansas. Obviously, there's not trust fund kids.
I moved out here with a trust fund kid.
You did.
That's how I was able to stick through the hard times at the very beginning.
Man, yeah, that probably helped a ton.
It helped a ton, dude. I highly recommend moving out here with a trust fund friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I sort of did it vicariously, not illegally, but just like deceptively. So what happened was they denied our apartment. So I called him back and I was like, hey, listen, I didn't want to say this because I'm embarrassed, but I am a trust fund kid. My parents put money into my account.
Oh, wow.
And Tracy was looking at me like, and I was like, we got it. And then he was like, well, let me call the owner. So then he called the owner and he called me back. They were like, you guys can have the apartment.
Jeff, dude, that's a smart play, dude.
Yeah.
That's a smart play.
Like anything, and that's really a good like Hollywood hustle story.
Yeah, dude.
Like whatever you can do in the beginning to like claw your way into getting there.
Yes. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. When you moved out here, when you moved into Studio City, what did you want to accomplish here in Hollywood? Like, what was the big thing? What was the thing you were leaning on?
Yeah, I guess I've always just said this. I just wanted to work. Like, of course, you have dreams of like,
that's what everybody says now when we're trying to make a living.
Yeah.
But back then, we're not thinking I just want to work. I mean, I say that. You could have actually thought that. I didn't think that. I just thought, I want to be a movie star.
Sure.
I don't want TV. I don't want commercials. They're like, Clint, that's green. I go, I don't even know what that means. I go, I'm only here to do movies.
Right, totally.
I still have never booked a major motion picture, and I've done tons of commercials.
Yeah, me too.
So what do I know?
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think that I was saying that to people because I didn't want to sound like an idiot 20-year-old.
Sure.
I was like, I just want to do the work and be and just work as an actor. But I think really, like everybody has this deep down belief in themselves that they're going to make it. If you didn't, you wouldn't get in your Toyota Corolla and drive across country with all your stuff in your car.
And that's good being young and dumb.
Yeah, young and dumb
is the way to go, dude.
Absolutely, because
I try to live that life today.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm still young and dumb in heart,
heart and mind. I'm not kidding you. I still think I'm 27 years old.
Absolutely.
I don't. Okay. I'm going crazy here. I'm going every direction.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's go back to, so you wanted just to work.
Yeah.
You move into Studio City. You're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Who's your first agent? Who tells you to go get headshots? Who tells you what to do now?
Yeah. I I just was an idiot kid from Arkansas. I walked down Sunset Boulevard and I just started knocking on places.
I love it.
And I found this old guy that was like in this office building, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll send you out, you know, as an actor." Here's a better story. My first commercial agent.
Who?
It was Commercials Unlimited, and here's why I went.
See you.
Yeah, see you, baby. I just like, this is how dumb I was. I was like, Commercials Unlimited. Yeah, I want unlimited commercials, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the name, dude.
If you're gonna do it, making them unlimited to me.
Yeah. That's funny.
And this is how I guess old I am.
Sure.
Is that like the thing was like, go to the agency, knock on the door, be really nice to the receptionist, hand her your headshot and resume, and hope that they see you. And that's exactly what happened. Like in the old days, they would get like the faxes would come through of the commercials. Yeah. So the agents had to come and talk to the receptionist all the time. Yeah. So I was there. This was like my first or second agency to walk in, and I had my black and white headshot. And I like handed it to the secretary.
Did you have a resume yet? Because you were new to it, so what did you do about the resume?
I treated it like the apartment. I absolutely lied.
Okay.
I found a resume of a sort of a working actor, and I was like, cool, these are the films I've done. These are the TV shows I've done. And I was putting like legit credits. Yeah. Like Boston Public. Yeah. I mean, like, but I was like, nobody can check. How would they know?
There was also a time when people did a resume and they're like, okay, what TV shows are my favorite TV shows right now? And literally, but we all did that.
Yes.
I did that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't like to lie, but I did do that.
No. But everyone was telling you to lie. So it seemed like, well, this is the standard.
That's it, right?
And I would watch the show and have like an idea about if somebody asked me. Yeah. Also, too, this is my big thing, too. I did like the tiniest bit of theater in college, and when I say that, I did like a couple of plays. But on my resume, I put like 9 or 10 of the best plays that
only the best, right?
Only the best. Like Key Exchange and Glass Menagerie, like these huge, like, really? That you were the lead? And I was like, yeah. I was the lead in 9 plays. I had done like a supporting role in 1 play, but I was like, I knew they couldn't check. And then the old thing was like, as soon as you do a TV show or a commercial or a play, you can take one off and put your new one on.
Yes.
And so I was just like, again, like scrapping my way, clawing my way into trying to get there. I got that Commercials Unlimited agent because the agent walked out and was like, "Hey man, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm an actor from Hollywood, man. I'm here to be an actor, and I'd love to do some commercials." And he like brought me to his office. We had a meeting, and he signed me.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So he signed you. When do you book your first spot?
So I didn't, because I had no clue what I was doing. I really didn't. Yeah. Here's the jump of the first break is that I was working at Saddle Ranch as a waiter
on Sunset Boulevard.
Because I was just being a young...
With the mechanical bull.
I was the bull operator.
Were you really?
Yes. Okay. At Saddle Ranch.
Because you're from Arkansas, did they think, or did you have experience with a mechanical bull?
No, but they probably did like that I was young and had an accent and probably added
mechanical
to the
bull
motif.
guy.
Yeah, mechanical bull guy. Yeah. He's got an accent. He can definitely operate a mechanical bull.
That's funny.
It'd be great if I had lied about that on my resume to Saddle Ranch. Yeah, mechanical bull operator. Yeah. But yeah, no, I worked with a guy named Alex Quijano, who I'm still friends with.
Yes, I love that dude. Yeah, he's going to be on this show.
Awesome. Yeah, he should. He works all the time.
Yeah.
And he was working at a place called 200 South.
200 South of
the Cast Studios, which I now refer to as the Mothership.
The Mothership.
That was the Mothership for me.
That was the Mothership for you back in my day.
Yeah.
It was, gosh dang, the one on Bundy.
Yes, it was not too. It was South. It was just called South Bundy, wasn't it?
South Bundy. I cannot believe I'm forgetting the name, because that was the Mothership for the longest time, and then 200 took over.
Yeah, it did.
And Alex ran camera.
He actually just worked in the back office.
Okay, because I always saw him there, so I just assumed he was
walking
running. Okay,
around. Yeah, for sure.
And it's fun watching him because he's working more and more and more and
Yes,
more,
yes,
and I
yes.
love it. That's
Yeah.
good for him. I'm sorry, but go ahead. It's not about Alex. It's about you.
No, yeah, thank you. But when Alex comes on the show, it will be about Alex.
Okay, good. Okay, good. But I'll keep referring to you to make up for the time we talked about him.
I appreciate that.
Hey, man,
That's
it's
nice.
the little things.
I love you, Alex Keon. Yeah, so he got me the job at 200 South, and basically I was like, oh man, this is sort of a way in.
So you thought the way in before, when he asked you about it, you're thinking to work there to run errands or run camera?
Yeah,
this
like
stuff. Which part is it?
I was answering phones, taking out trash, setting up schedules, bringing in food for callbacks, answering the phone. People still phoned.
Tell me the first time it favored you. Tell me something. Did thing happen like, hey Jeff, hey, come here, dude. Why don't you audition for this?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Go ahead.
You're just there enough. Like there's too many. Like there's a partner scene with a girl and a guy. The guys stop showing up.
Yep.
There's like 3 extra girls, and they're like, hey, will you go in for this? And you're like, yeah, I'm standing here. I'll absolutely do it. And there's also, in terms of acting wise, you can really throw it away when it's not your audition and they're just like grabbing you to come in. You're
Yes.
like, I don't really care.
You haven't been thinking about
That's
it in
right.
the room. You haven't been like so
Obsessing
you're
about it.
fresh.
There's some
You're
freedom,
fresh. Yes.
and you're just like, what am I like? I haven't even read it. I don't really know what's going on. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll tell you when you get in the room. And you just kind of do it. They give you good bits to use,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, there's something about being free in there, and like that's how I book jobs.
Okay, tell me the first one you booked. Which one was it? What was the first gig you booked as an actor?
Man, yeah. So I had this long, like almost bowl cut when I first moved here, and there was a
Bowl cut Jeff, we used to call you.
bowl cut Jeff. Yeah, man. He used to dip, smoke Marlboro Reds.
Did
Yeah.
you dip Copenhagen or?
No, I never
Okay,
did.
good.
I
All right,
never
go
did.
ahead. But you're from Arkansas
But I'm
and you have
from
an
Arkansas.
accent.
Yeah,
so
man,
I
so
thought
you
you
were
mechanical
saying-
bulls and
And
Copenhagen.
in Copenhagen. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so they threw me in for this thing, and it was like it was a Fannie Mae commercial. It was a SAG National. It was there was a flashback where the main guy was going to be back in college with his buddies,
Okay.
and like spending money like crazy
Sure,
so that he
sure.
was in debt. So I was one of his buddies, and because I looked very period with my hair and had this Mickey Mouse T-shirt I used to always wear, and I still remember, and I booked it, and it was like. It was the greatest. I was driving to. I mean, you're driving to set. It's like you're in California. You
Yeah.
think you're gonna be a star.
Living
like,
in Studio City.
living in Studio City
with the studio system.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best. And I remember we were shooting it, and I was like, "This is so incredibly fun."
Yeah.
Also, I didn't have any. I don't think I had lines, or if I did, it was just like a little bit of improv.
Isn't it kind of fun when you have no lines for commercials?
It truly is.
I mean,
best.
it is, right?
I mean, if I have the option of being the guy or being this
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
I will be that guy every single time.
But
I
the
really-
problem with being this guy is a downgrade letter.
That's exactly right. Yes, they
so
will.
you got to
they
be
will,
careful with that.
They will slice it down the
Yeah,
middle.
they will slice that sucker down the
Absolutely.
middle. Okay, now after you booked that gig the way you booked it,
Yeah.
did you find yourself doing a little bit more errands around the auditions and hoping they would grab you again?
Well, no, I wouldn't like rubberneck it. You know, like try. I mean, I guess you do like look at the board every day, and you're like, oh, who are they seeing for the McDonald's
yeah,
job?
yeah.
Like, oh, I would probably be right for that. So yeah, I guess as a 20-year-old, you know, I was like, you know, careening my neck to hopefully get in for it. But what happened was, as I started just like watching, I was a freak. Like I played football growing up, and so football, I watched a lot of film.
Yeah.
And so I would do that with commercials.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Well, same here. Same here.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
would just watch them all. Like, we had this CD tower, and so back in the day, after the session director was done with the session, they would have to copy all the CDs, and we would mail them out. We would mail them to the director, who was in New York. We would mail them to the ad agency in Chicago, the producer in Chicago, whatever. So I would just put an extra DVD in the CD tower, and I would take it home, and I would watch all the auditions.
Oh, wow, you're watching it like that. I thought you meant the commercials. Wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to ask this question later on about the perks of being a session runner.
Yeah,
But
sure.
let me ask you this. When you were watching all the tapes, what was the thing that stood out to you the most?
Yeah, the improv, basically.
The improv.
Yeah.
The improv in a good way or a bad way?
In a really good way. Just meaning be like the people that could make it funny. Like be real, be honest. That is the fine line. That's still today true. I think it's
Yeah.
like finding the line of being real and honest in the moment, but then like putting your thing on it, or adding a few extra lines at either the beginning or the end to sort of make it funny. Because also, when you watch 50 auditions, they start to get all the same.
Yeah.
But then
yeah.
when it's that thing where you're adding a little thing or saying a thing that just makes it funny, but still honest and real in the scene, that is what. And you would see the same people were booking all of the spots, and I was like, this is not coincidence. What are they doing? They're doing improv.
Okay, okay, I want to get into that, but I don't
Yeah.
want to get into that just yet.
Okay,
so
great.
let's continue on. So
Shelf that.
we'll shelve that for now. But so you booked that commercial.
Mm-hmm.
When do you book your next one? Is it continue booking? Because you have, let's say this, how many
Yeah.
commercials have you booked today?
Over 100.
Over 100.
Yeah, I think I say on my resume 109, which
Okay.
is probably somewhere around there.
Now, Jeff,
Yeah.
I'm having a little discussion planned for you.
Great.
And I wish somebody would have told me this, but you're a little bit younger, so I'm going to give you a heads up.
Cool.
I'm going to tell you something you already know.
Okay.
But let me tell you about booking 109 commercials. I've booked well over 100 commercials. I'm not showing off, I'm not bragging. I did this a long time ago.
Of course you did.
But the problem with booking a lot of commercials is you get comfortable.
Yes.
You get extremely comfortable while there's a theatrical world going on.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, wow, the commercial world is so great. Look how much money I made. Look at all this money I
Yes,
made.
yes.
And they're like, look at all this money that I made. And that's all you're focusing on. I don't need to go do anything. Look at all this money I
Yeah.
made.
Yes.
While other people are making money and still focusing on their theatrical career.
Yeah.
Jeff, Hollywood, the theatrical side of Hollywood doesn't know you well enough yet. And I want you to figure out a way to make them know you better.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying this, and I always try to be very careful saying this on my show, because I don't want people to think I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
But Jeff, I really believe you are NBC series regular material. But unfortunately, to become a series regular, there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we're talking work that we don't even really, I couldn't even tell you what to do because I've never booked a series regular, but I know it's possible.
Yeah.
I know it's possible, and I know the people who do it. And you're one of those type of people
Yeah.
who who will be a series regular. So I'm encouraging you today to take another stance. I'm not saying you're not doing anything for your theatrical
Yeah.
career,
Yeah.
but I studied your IMDb page.
Yeah.
I want you to focus. And I hope you're okay with me telling you all
Of course
this.
I am.
I want you to focus more on booking jobs, TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
TV shows, because I don't want your resume, and please forgive me for saying this.
No.
But casting directors, they notice something. They like to look at an IMDb page with projects that they're familiar with.
Of course.
See, again, I'm not picking on you,
No.
but there's a lot of shorts.
Yeah. Of course
Shorts
there
are great because you'll
Yeah.
work with those directors later.
I know.
who hire, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, but they're not real credits,
But
honestly.
you don't want to clog it up.
I know. So, I'm so glad you said this, because I've been talking about the golden handcuffs for a while.
Okay,
you
yes,
know?
yes.
And I would say if I could go back to early 30s-year-old Jeff and just say, look, like, the commercials are amazing. Yeah, what happens is the commercials are saying yes.
Yes.
You're making a ton of money. You're loving life. I went to Europe for a month. I went to Europe 4 different times. I did road trips. I had the best life.
Yeah.
And I became a master at commercials.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's not like I wasn't trying to do theatrical, but the beat down got to me. So you go into the room and you like, because you're working so much commercial, you're like, oh, I'm charming, I'm funny, I know what to do. But like, this is the Olympics. This is the NBA, the NFL.
Yes,
and so
yes.
if you don't know what show you're going in for, you don't know your role in the story,
Right.
you don't know what you really don't know what you're doing, you are not going to get it unless it is absolute blind luck that you are
Yep.
exactly what they are looking for.
Yep.
And so that really has what I've been, I was so happy I wanted to get into this with you, because that's what I've been doing this last, I would even say 2 months, honestly, almost 2 months, because I had a breakdown in December where I was just like, what am I going to do with my life? Because it's not working out, in terms of my theatrical career, and I was like, I have got to make some massive changes.
the good thing about this business, it's never too late.
That's right.
It's never too late. No matter, oh man, look at all those years I blew.
Yeah.
No, you didn't blow them.
Right.
It was just, it wasn't time.
That's right.
But now, for you, I'm saying, hey, Jeff, it's time for you to take action.
Absolutely.
And again, I wouldn't have this conversation with just anyone.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to point that out to you because I really feel you got it.
Thanks, Clint.
And the right people need to see it. And again, about the golden handcuffs, this business has a way. Okay, here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Have you got? This is what I used to hate when I used to book a lot of commercials. Oh, hey, Clint's a commercial actor,
Oh man.
and I'm like, well, I'm a commercial actor. And like I was kept referred to as a commercial actor.
Yeah.
And
I
then
know.
to the point where I'm like, dang, dude, so there is a big difference. They're discounting me by telling me that
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
That makes them feel better because I'm not an actor.
Right.
Oh, you're a commercial actor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
So you did a little TV show. That's cute.
That's so degrading.
Yeah.
It really is. That's so hurtful for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it does take a ton of skill to book a commercial.
Dude.
There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Like my theatrical friends coming up were always like, man, I cannot book a commercial to save my life. Like, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
But I think they understood story, or they understood what their thing was in terms of telling story. And so they were sort of working that way. And so that for me has really opened my eyes. And so now I'm trying to become an absolute surgeon because I am in commercials. So you have to be in the theatrical game as well.
Yeah, you have to. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you want now? What do you want now?
Yeah. I've always said this, and I love comedy so much.
Okay.
And I would love to be on an ensemble, a multicam comedy, or a single camera comedy.
So you do want that world.
I do want that world, but I have also had to. So here's the thing. I kept bumping up against this thing where I was like, man, I don't know if I really want to like dig that deep and really work that hard.
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to circumvent the wall. Like, well, okay, I'll do comedy or I'll do commercials or whatever, and I'll do all these other things as opposed to going through the thing that keeps coming up for me, which is like pain and upset, and like so you get a dad that has to lose a child on Grey's Anatomy. Okay,
Right,
let's say
right.
that. I would
Okay.
go, yeah, I can't do it. Like I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that thing, and so I would either pass or just like not really delve into it like I should.
Okay.
Because I was like, there are people out there that want to really do that, but now I do want to do that.
Okay, good.
I absolutely want to do that.
Good. Okay, do you have a theatrical agent?
Yeah, I do have a small theatrical
Okay.
agent. Yeah.
Small theatrical agents are the best.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another piece of advice. Don't tell anybody.
Great.
Okay? Seriously, don't tell anybody
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
But there's a little trick that still works today.
Yeah.
Postcards.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure, for
Okay.
sure, for sure. Because everybody's response is that, really? Postcards?
Yeah.
In this media, in this digital age and time?
Yeah.
Even more so now.
Wow.
Because no one does
Dude,
it.
no one's doing it.
No
Right.
one's doing it. You can get the address. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to get your postcard, Jeff Pride. Okay. And then they're working on, I'm like, well, you know what? Jeff Pride. Call Jeff Pride in for the role of Phil tomorrow.
right.
It's
Yeah.
going to be that or it's going to be nothing.
Yeah.
But at least they're going to see your face.
Yeah.
So then they're going to see your face, throw the card away. Your agent submits you 2 hours later.
Right.
They just saw you on something. Oh, there's Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click.
You're absolutely right.
And wait, let me just finish.
Yeah.
After that, do it again in 3 months.
Right. Yes.
But
yes,
do it
yes,
for
yes,
a
yes,
year,
yes.
every 3 months, for them to know who Jeff Pride is.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
all I got.
That's
for you.
great.
Don't tell
Yeah.
anyone.
No, I won't. We won't tell anyone.
Okay.
I was listening to this podcast, Risa Bremen Garcia. Did I say that right?
Yeah, the casting director. Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
She
And
has she has a podcast.
She has a podcast. Yeah. I think it's the Acting Podcast. I think is
Okay.
what it's called.
All right.
And she was talking about like what is the intention for like sending it out? You know, are you doing it out of love? Are you doing it because you're actually trying to collaborate with these people? Are you just doing it blind because you're sort of narcissistic? And like that is so true. Like, what is the intention out of it? Like, I'm letting people know that I did this show because I'm happy and I'm thrilled and I want you to watch it out of love and generosity, as opposed to just like in sort of a, well, I hate doing postcards, but I know I'm supposed to do this thing.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I can connect with that. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as
yeah.
long as it's out of like love and gratitude. You know, like what is the intention?
Well, I think everything you do in life should be out of love and gratitude.
Yeah,
I
totally.
think that's when people go, I like that dude, because there's something great about him, because you do live with your heart.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I
No,
always
no.
do that everywhere in
Yeah,
life.
yeah. That's great. That's great.
Okay. Now, so you book a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
Now, when do you start and say you're a smart guy because you did the errands around 200 South of
Yeah,
Brea?
yeah.
When did you start running camera?
Yeah, so Mick Dowd, who I consider my father out here in Los Angeles away from home,
Sure.
he basically told me, he said, look, you need to get in the rooms and start running sessions. And that really kind of made me nervous because the buck stops with the session director.
Yeah.
If they don't record it or you don't record sound
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you're not directing it well, then it comes back on the casting director. And Mick basically was like, don't worry about that. You know, like, I got you. Just go in and do this thing. And that too was like another lucky break because there is that Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours thing,
Yeah.
and I have easily put in 10,000 hours of seeing actors in an audition setting.
Tell me a few things, the best thing that actors can do, and I'm going to ask what the best thing actors should never do.
Yeah.
I know this is probably a lot of actors ask you this question, but I want to ask you this question. Hope you don't mind.
It's absolutely not. I love talking about acting. I'll
Yeah,
talk about it all
thank
day
you,
long.
thank you.
So I think the thing that the series regulars or the people that book a lot of jobs do is I think that I would say, how little can you possibly do to still book the job in terms of commercials? Like, they don't push, they're not trying too hard. They know they just have to honestly be in the scene and listen, and that they are enough in the scene.
Okay, wait, Jim, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
If I've learned anything by doing 90 interviews over the last 9 months, it's that right there.
Yeah.
More actors tell me they book when they just do it. They're not putting anything on it.
Yeah.
They're making little effort.
Yeah.
They're just making it. Just say the lines.
No,
Just say the lines.
Yeah. You can get in trouble with that in I think a theatrical world, because in the commercial world the spot is usually so funny
Yeah.
that you can, but in a theatrical setting, in a TV show or a movie, you still have to have the intention behind it or the past. You have to do all the work.
Right. Yes.
For sure.
Oh,
once all that is done, then
you do
just
it.
just,
Yes.
say
Absolutely.
the words.
I didn't make
Yeah.
it. I didn't mean the sound to make it so
No.
easy.
No.
Yeah.
But I do think in commercials, though, there is a lot of times you're not hiding the emotion behind. You're just being honest with the words
Right.
and letting the words fall out of your
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
And letting the craziness of the world do the work.
Jeff, how come in the commercial world they don't give you the sides the night before, the majority of them? And then when you have a theatrical audition
Yeah.
for one line, they'll send you the whole script, everything. But when it's a commercial, we're not going to tell them anything until I get everybody in the room, and then I tell them right then and there.
Not that it doesn't change on set theatrically,
Yeah.
but it's less. I think because the writers have written out the script, they've storyboarded it, they have really spent a lot of time, energy, and effort figuring that. Not that they haven't in commercials
Yeah.
either, but it feels like commercials, they change so much once you get to set. And so they want actors that can improvise and just be ready to do whatever.
I guess it helps to see them improvise if we just give them to them right
on
now.
the day of.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
That's my reason.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense they should.
Give me 4 quick things that you like to see actors do in an audition.
Oh man, listen to the session director without a doubt. Like when you come in the room and the session director
Yes.
is giving you all the actions and stuff, don't try to be funny. It's not your time to shine. Just listen to exactly what they're saying. Do exactly what they're saying, with also being able to put your own spin on it, and then you are good to go. I promise.
What's another one? We don't have to go through 4. Just give me another one.
Yeah. How little can you possibly do to still book the job?
Yeah.
Okay. Know that it's okay to sort of improvise at any time. Always before, always at the end, and even in the middle sometimes too.
Okay.
And I'll give you a fourth too.
Give me a 4th.
A fourth is be cool in the room.
Yeah.
Because in commercials, they let so many, because it just seems so random who's booking spots, and there's so many commercials, and a lot of people are just like being in the scene, like looking at the thing.
Right.
So they kind of let anybody in the room. So the first rule when you come in the room is you have to let them know that you're not crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Really? Like, just
yeah,
be
yeah.
a normal human
Yeah,
being. That's
yeah.
why the first take out of your mouth has to be so grounded and small, so they go, oh, he's normal. He's
Okay,
he's a
I
regular
like that.
human being. Then you can make it up and get bigger as you go.
4 things you hate to see actors do inside of a room.
Oh man, doing just the exact opposite, like doing it too big.
Doing it too big.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem when you ask people if they're willing to shave?
Yeah, I mean that is the thing too. Like people want to make like their slate, like do funny things during the slate, and like really the slate is just to get your name, so that it goes back to a long time ago when it wasn't done digitally.
Yeah.
So they just needed you to say your name because they didn't actually, in case the sheet got lost in the mail.
Yeah, yeah.
And so people try to do all kinds of stuff. Like my favorite thing is like when you know it's your turn and you're like over here and you're like, oh, sorry, yeah, me, hi. Dave Scott. And you're like, man, I think there's a class out there that teaches that, like the look away slate.
Really?
I do. I see it
I've
so
never
much.
heard this before, Jeff. This is breaking news to
Yeah,
me.
breaking news right here.
Okay,
Yeah.
was there one last thing that you hate that actors do?
I mean, this is such a like over talking. Like a lot of times, like
Because if they don't say anything, they're not going to get booked. So they need to say something.
yes, say. I mean, I'm more speaking in a callback,
Sure,
really, like
sure.
trying to say something, like feeling and smelling desperate.
That's bad, right?
It's so bad.
Because they smell it. They know. You don't even have to say anything,
Yeah.
and they know.
Yeah. Here's the converse of that is like it almost happens every callback. Somebody can't come because they're on set
Yeah.
or they're coming back from out of town or whatever, and they're like, okay, yeah, if you can make it any time before 5, we'll still see you, even though it's out of category. And they blow in, and everybody's like, oh my God, thank you so much for showing up. And then inevitably that person books. It's like they're kind of special.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just about being special because they're being late. It's also because they have that working smell and
yes,
sense and that
yes,
freedom.
yes.
And that's really what it's about, is the freedom in the room.
Okay, I think my last question about the casting. Do you ever tell the casting directors, "Hey guys, we need to make sure we let the actors who didn't get it. We need to let them know they didn't book it." Is there ever any conversations about that? That's my only biggest problem with the whole casting my whole life is not getting the word I did not book it and still waiting to hear if I booked it when they booked it 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of casting directors who used to be actors who would learn that. And I love every casting director out there. I'm not yelling at them, but I am
Totally.
yelling at
The system.
The system.
Yeah.
That we don't take care of actors better by telling them, hey, sorry buddy, you didn't get it. I want to tell you that now so you don't have to keep waiting desperately by the phone like we do.
I know. I don't get that because obviously everybody has a lot of things going on in their life, like trips, babies, jobs, whatever. And they'll put you on a veil, so you rearrange your life and schedule. So just in case they call at the last minute, you can make the wardrobe, you can make the shoot or whatever. And then they never call, and you're like, well, they're shooting it right now. I know I didn't get it.
Yeah,
they should at least do me the courtessy.
That's all right. Yeah, that's it.
I know. I wish that would change.
Yeah, I do
don't know
too.
how to do it, but I wish it would.
Me
that
too.
Would be nice.
All right, Jeff, I'm gonna start winding down here.
Okay, great.
Now, here's a couple of things I want to tell you about you.
Okay.
Actors, when they go to an audition, they're very vulnerable. They want to do good. They don't want to mess up because, it's so hard to get a commercial audition these days.
Yes.
But here's what I love about Jeff Pride.
Yeah.
When I go to 6660 Santa Monica Boulevard and I walk in, I walk in there and they're like, all right, Clint, you're next. And it's Jeff Pride opened the door and said, all right, come on in. I see that you're running session.
Yeah.
I'm relieved.
Man, I really appreciate that.
I'm relieved. There's a lot of casting directors out there who feel like when they're explaining it to people,
Yep.
the actors, they kind of down talk them a little bit.
Yep.
You don't do that. You are an actor's session runner, which partly because you are a fantastic actor yourself. That's the reason why you're good at it.
Thanks.
But I just want to compliment you on that because not a lot of people are not welcoming as they should be.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I think when I first started running sessions in my 20s, I was not necessarily like that. It was all about me.
Yeah.
And I realized, look, I'm here to service the casting director. I'm here to service the spot. I'm here to service the actor. That is my job. And so I really, like, this is a 10-year ago thing. I just changed my attitude about it, where I was like, I want every single actor to get this job. How do I service them?
I see. That's what I felt, and that's about that doing everything with the heart. You know? And that's why, Jeff, you've been standing out to me as of late. Because every time I go audition for you, dude, you make me feel comfortable, brother. And you're not just me; everybody in the room.
Thanks. Yeah.
And so I gotta tip my hat to you on that, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah. How many different cast directors you work for?
I have worked for every single commercial casting director in Los Angeles.
Who's your least favorite casting director?
Oh man.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jeff, couple last questions.
How do I get out of that one? Several names.
Is there several names?
I mean, sure, yeah, but like, different people run their session different ways, just like you were talking about. Like, unfortunately, there are casting directors that sort of like look at actors, and I understand it in a commercial setting, and probably in a theatrical world also, as like cattle, you know, because like I understand they're overworked, they haven't slept, they have their kids and lives, and casting, they're there from 9, and actually there's no end for casting directors, because producers and agency call at all hours of the time. They want to change the thing, what's wrong with the session, and so I understand, like, and unfortunately, because they are on the low end of the totem pole, the actors are below them. So unfortunately, the casting directors will take it out on the actors a lot of times. And that is so terrible.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Two last things.
Yeah.
I don't like it when the cast director goes into the room during the callback.
Oh, it's the worst. It really is the worst.
I don't realize why they not realize that it's harder on us.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind doing it in front of the director. I'll do it in front of the director all day long.
Of course.
But when the casting director comes in, I don't want her to see me screw up and like tomorrow I'm not calling him in.
I know, because you're right. Because like it takes a long time to sort of cultivate those relationships with casting directors. You're like, I have these 5 casting directors. I know they're pretty much going to call me in, and for whatever reason I can't get into these others. So if the cast director's in the room and for whatever reason I fumble the ball or throw an interception, then they're not going to call me in, and so it's so devastating. It's like I'll mess up with the director. Weirdly, a director, like, he only sees me once or twice a year. He'll forget, you know, or he'll go, "Hey, you had a bad day."
Right,
you know,
exactly.
like, it's fine.
Dude.
He's good. He's good.
No, exactly.
I know.
Who is your favorite session runner? Okay, let me ask. I'm gonna say this. Who's one of your favorite session runners? In case you forget somebody, I just want to know somebody who you like.
Charles Carpenter is one of my absolute.
He's good. He's so good. I like that dude a lot.
Yeah, I feel like because Charles is also such a successful actor and a storyteller. Like, he also gets it as well. He is like so loving. I have to mention Kirkland Moody also. Now Kirkland is now working in casting.
He's big time now.
He's big time now. But he's also one of my absolute favorites.
He's great.
He loves to direct, and he loves comedy, and he loves finding funny moments. And that's, to me, like, it's all the things we were talking about. Like, is the session director there to service the actor? And then also, too, are they having fun with the job? Because the job can be so fun. Yeah.
Okay, here's a couple last questions. What do you want to accomplish in Hollywood now? Don't say continue working. What do you want? I know you said it earlier, but what's the number one gold ring in the sky that you're grabbing for?
So I am an absolute master and surgeon at commercials. I have my 10,000 hours in the commercial world. I want to do these. I want people to look at me and think the same thing theatrically.
Yes.
You know, like, even if I'm going in for the waiter, you know, like, what's the waiter doing in the story? Is he there to set up? He's definitely there to set up the series regular. So is he making the series? What is he doing for the series regular that's going to tell the story? What's the guest star doing in this story? Is it a multicam? Is it single cam? Is it a drama? An hour drama? Like, what is the story? What's the sandbox you're playing in? How do you tell the story? How do you service the story? That's what it is.
Jeff, you have all of the tools, brother.
Yeah.
You have all of the tools. Now's the work time, dude.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I am, for the first time in my life, I am really putting in the insane amount of hours. I'm really burning the candle.
Well, good.
Thank you.
Go forth, brother, because you got my support, dude. I'm a big fan of you.
Clint, let me say this before you quit this thing. Thank you so much for asking me to do this show.
My
I am
pleasure.
such a fan. I loved this. This conversation was amazing.
Well, thank you, Jeff, and thank you. And listen, will you do me one last favor?
Yeah.
we look in there and tell everybody bye?
Yeah.
Wait, is there anything else I need to know about you before we close it?
If you see me, come say hi. Like, talk
Yeah.
to me. Talk to me about comedy, improv, acting. Like, tell me about your problems. I'm serious. Like, let's rap. Let's do it together.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
not trying to be cheesy or whatever. Like, we are a community. Acting is so hard, and there's so many people against us. But like, let's band together. I want you to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. Let's do it together.
Jeff, that's over the last 8 months, me doing this, I feel like that is the best thing I've ever done out here in 33 years, doing this.
Absolutely.
Because I get to hang out with my brothers.
Yeah, man.
And dude, this is the best organization of character actors, working actors. The commercial world has been a great crop of actors.
Yes.
Now it's time for us to move up.
Let's move to the next thing.
And help a hand up.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff, tell everybody
Yes.
bye out there.
Sayonara.